hear you if you're talking to me. Okay. Here we go. Is this thing on? Hello. Hi. It's me, Dusty. We're doing things a little bit different, as you can tell already. Starting out with my beautiful face. How are you? I hope you're well. If you're in Texas, I really hope you're well. My name's Dusty. This is Aural Fixation, verbal fixation, where we will change it up a little bit. We're going to keep everything internal this evening. So we've got our writers and producers and bookers and everybody kind of joining together to talk about music. I actually wrote some trivia that I'm going to try to, quiz the quizmasters with. And ultimately, we're just going to have a good time. We're going to fill the hour. Why do you ask? Well, 3 of our contestants were based in Texas that were going to show up for tonight's game, as is the entire show of Aural Fixation. And 3 of them asked if we could push to next week because they either had power issues with not having any water, X, Y, and Z. So we didn't want to just straight up cancel. So we're pushing all 4 of our new contestants to episode 27, I think it will be next week. So we're doing this instead. Have no idea how it's going to go, but we're still going to do the thing. So without further ado, I would love to bring on our, what should we call them? Our victims, our friends, our family of Aural Fixation. First and foremost, I'd love to bring on our producer, showrunner, creator, Mr. Dave Novak.
Don't you hate that seconds of silence where you're not sure if what you're saying is getting out and it's just going into an echo chamber? I part of the show.
Yeah, I actually made it weird on purpose just because I knew it would be weird to not know when,
Nailed it.
I'm professional. How are you?
I'm good. I survived the Snowpocalypse.
Yep.
Everything is good.
That's excellent. Hi, Chelsea. Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, I think for the most part, everybody today fared pretty well, which is, I'm thankful for sure.
Yeah. And looking back to last week, it was kind of wild because it was actually before like the worst of it all went down. We were airing last week's episode after the first big snowfall. And granted, lots of people were without power already by that point, but it got much worse after Monday.
Yeah, it definitely did. I mean, case in point, you had to run the first 2 rounds of the entire episode, right?
Because your power was out, right?
I had no power. And then all of a sudden it came on. I was like, oh my God, I gotta go.
And that's when you joined.
Yeah. And it worked out. But yes, it definitely continued to get worse and was a little funky, a little weird there for a while. I couldn't even talk to my parents who had no power for 5 straight days before I went and got them because their cell phones died. And then once they charged them, the cell phone towers were down. So I couldn't talk to them for more than like 2 to 5 seconds and it would hang up or cut off. It was weird. It was very strange, but I'm glad you and the fam are well. And we'll have a little bit of fun this evening. See how things go.
We actually ended up hosting Josh and his fiance at our house. Breaking COVID rules, but we were both, tested. Everything's good there. Josh, as you see, my former roommate.
Hey, roomie.
Hey, buddy.
I see you have power now, so that's great.
Yeah, all the lights are on, water's on. Yeah, we're happy. Got back on Friday, but as Dave said, we were the recipients of some pretty extraordinary kindness from Dave and his family. So. It was a lovely few days that we got to spend with them. And
nice. So, yeah, it's we our generation or the ones on either side of us, we've been through like 3 or 4 once in a lifetime events in 2 decades or a decade and a half.
Yeah. They say like hard times, they'll kind of like you'll find moments to sort of renew your faith in humanity. And so I've had a lot of faith in humanity, I guess you could say, over the last year or so. I mean, people really do kind of come together in times of crisis. But yeah, you're kind of, you feel a little bit like a piece of clothing in a dryer at a certain point, just kind of wondering what's coming next. But
that was because I threw you in my dryer, though.
Yeah, that's true. I was cold. That was cold for a couple nights.
No better way to
thaw them out real fast.
That's right. Flush out really nice.
Try that at home, kids.
Hey, I came prepared with a nugget of trivia if you guys are willing to amuse me.
Oh yeah. Totally.
I usually have to kind of throw this out to the silence, and I'm happy to have a little audience this time.
Dub, where are you? Where are you, man?
So this one is regarding. It's WJ.
Hey, let's see how many roommates of Josh's we can get. Let's just roommate number 1, roommate number 2, roommate.
True.
Put the
while we're at it
in the chat.
While we're at it, Nick, why don't you come on and then we'll bust through some nuggets of trivia. Here.
I'm sorry, was this not like a trivia that we all were a question we were gonna all answer?
We're gonna throw it around. No, it's not really a question. It's more of a story.
It's a story.
Fact.
Well, I'm out of here then. Screw that.
Gather around.
What? Oh my god.
I just want to point out that I was once roommates with Dusty, so does that count for anything?
Oh my
Hey.
Hey, that's true. It's very
god.
true.
Definitely counts for something.
The
Well, my thing is about WandaVision and the Tritone. Is anyone a WandaVision watcher, viewer? Is everyone all caught up?
All caught up, baby.
Hands right up. Yep.
Okay. So it really comes to a head because of the most recent episode when, spoiler alert, it was Agatha all along. So the songwriters, I read that the songwriters for all of the fake theme shows, the theme songs of all the different episodes, they're the same songwriting couple, incidentally, that wrote all the songs for Frozen. I guess they have a thing with Disney. But I read one thing that they incorporated into all of these songs was a musical interval called the tritone. Is anyone familiar? So I know I might be getting like a little music theory-ish, but I will try.
Right?
What's that?
I know, but keep going with it. Keep going with it.
Tone, yeah. So the tritone. So when you have an octave, right, which is the part that goes right, that's an octave. So if you split an octave directly in half, it's not a pleasant sounding note. It's a diminished fifth, which a word for what tritone is another word for it. And this was a musical interval that in the Dark Ages and the Middle Ages would get you basically hung and killed, drawn and quartered. Like it was considered like the devil's tone by the church back in the day, because it kind of sounds like a little evil. Little
It's like somebody's coming
so, right. So in each one of the WandaVision opening theme songs include the tritone in there because it has this like unsettling nature. You know, the rest of the song was all happy, cheery.
Yeah.
But tritone, it was Agatha all along.
Like it. Yeah, I'm into
right?
it.
There was always that like element of unsettling in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I find that pretty great.
You found that intersection between
I remember
WandaVision and music nerdistry. That's good.
That's perfect.
Well done.
Yeah.
I read some about that, that they may be projecting Marvel down kind of a more horror type themed path, which would be kind of cool. I don't know.
I'm into that.
Yeah. I mean, you see Morbius being made and some other, so maybe.
Yeah, they tried with New Mutants. I heard it wasn't great, but
I saw it.
Was it good?
Not great.
No.
I mean, it wasn't horror. I don't know. It was.
Who's Morbius? I'll pull on the thread a little more.
The living vampire.
Okay.
Right. It's Jared Leto.
So I just didn't want to Google it. I appreciate that.
Yeah. I actually had issue number 1 of that comic for a long time, and then one move from an old house to a new, I lost all of my comic books, which was brutal.
Boo. Speaking of comic books, Josh, do you have a negative trivia for us?
Not about comics, I don't.
I just shot for
That's a great segue.
I wish I could have made that smoother for you, but changing topics entirely. So we kind of all had the same idea when it came to our nugget of trivia, because Daft Punk just announced they're breaking up after 28 years. And I don't know, you may care or not, but so my nugget of trivia has to do with a French band called Darlin, which was named after the Beach Boys song of the same name. Mm-hmm. And in it were 3 gentlemen. There was Laurent Brankowitz, Thomas Bangalter, and Guy Manuel. And then there's the rest of the name. It's in French, and I'm not even going to attempt to read it. And so they came out with they came out with a couple songs that they put on a compilation called Shimmies and Super 8, along with songs by Huggy Bear and Stereo Lab. I have no idea who Huggy Bear is. I just kind of want to mention them. And so anyway, so they got it reviewed, and the Melody Maker, who called it a daft punky thrash. And so when the band basically dispersed in 1993, Laurent joined his brother in Phoenix, and Thomas and Guy Manuel started Daft Punk. And there you go.
Yeah.
And the rest
Nice.
is French dance music history. So there you go. That's my nugget.
Very cool. I like that.
Both very cool projects.
Yeah.
Very influential.
WJ, what you got?
Oh, okay. I have two like short, small ones. One of them is for Dave, the Beatles, the biggest Beatles lover. I don't know if you know this, but well, for one, not one member of the Beatles could read or write music. I'm not sure if anybody knew that, but they not a single one of them could read or write music. But the funny,
Let me qualify that because I thought you were going to say none of them could read or write.
No, they had that
End of
part.
story.
But also George Harrison, I think on the road on an early tour in Germany, a young George Harrison lost his virginity on tour, but he had the audience of every other member of the Beatles in the same room watching him lose his virginity under sheets, which I found to be pretty funny. The poor kid. I mean, he was so young, and
he was the youngest one of them.
Yeah, and so all he had was like these thin sheets separating him from the rest of them. It's like when he was done, were they all just like like what? I don't even know.
Like the room just uproarious applause.
Sounds like a hard day's night.
Or how did she feel? I mean, that's got to be a little. But and the other one was Saint Vincent, her album "Marry Me." I read that. I thought it was really funny that she had actually named that album after a recurring line in Arrested Development, the show.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah, that Aaliyah Shawkat always mentioned.
Exactly.
Nice.
Good season 3 running.
She, in fact, almost made that album. She almost named it Babysit Me. Also. Kind of.
Fair enough. All right,
cool.
Nick, last but absolutely not least, what you got for us? Any nuggets?
Oh, definitely least.
I mean,
I've been on this show. This is twice before, and my nugget is always about the best band on the planet, the Ramones.
Fair enough.
So, fair enough. So that we almost lost the Ramones all at the same time. When they were shooting the classic music video for Pet Sematary, they rigged up about a 20-foot hole in the ground because there's this iconic moment where the band is lowered into the ground while they're playing. And they rigged it up with basically a big scissor lift with a guy down in the hole manually operating it. And then the Ramones crew came in and stacked all these Marshalls and Ampegs and things like that on it and nearly crushed everybody. And the whole thing failed. They did get the shot, which, that's what you got to do in this business. But it almost collapsed under all that weight. So we could have lost all the Ramones all at once.
Wow.
That's why OSHA exists.
Right.
Not that good.
Right.
Not that good.
Yeah, right.
I mean, at the end of the day,
that one operator.
That one dude working 24 hours a day. You just got that.
Got the shot. Everybody lived. Day over.
Yeah, that's all you could hope for. Next. Well, guys, thank you for that. And are you all game to play a little game
of Parcheesi?
Yes,
Okay.
True Parcheesi. Yes. We're gonna play Yahtzee virtually, and everyone will watch. So we talked about it around for a while of me writing questions for you guys
because you normally don't, right?
Yeah, I mean, I might throw some ideas in via text or whatever, but I'm not the show writer. So I thought it'd be fun to kind of throw some stuff your way that you've never seen, and just to see how you guys fare. Put you guys in the hot seat for a minute.
Of the turntables.
Yeah.
Hey, Josh, are you gonna be able to score this for us?
What? Can I?
Can you score this for us, Josh?
Are we arranged in such a way?
We are.
Right.
I'll show you. Bring us to round one, Dusty.
Oh, dang it. And guess what? Let's get
It was already obvious I didn't rehearse.
The only one. Look at that.
Whoa.
Round only.
I'm like nervous now.
All right.
Everybody got their signs?
Damn it.
Everybody got your signs? Ready?
Kind of. Wait, hold on.
There you go.
It's somewhere in here.
There it is. There it is.
It's from when I was on the show.
While Josh works.
Remember, Dusty, at some point you have to say, how does it feel to be on the other side?
There it is. Buzzer.
It's a button, not an eye.
That's
Dusty,
fine.
is the category bands that you've worked with?
Chelsea.
Concerts you and WJ have seen together but didn't know it.
No, as always here at Aural Fixation, round one is general music trivia. We're going to go all over the place. I made sure to go everywhere. All right. So here we go. Let's see how the AF crew quiz goes. Here's question number one. This modern band of brothers has achieved critical and fan praise for creating catchy synth pop, sampling everything from Simon and Garfunkel to SpongeBob.
Oh, no. Well, shit, I guess.
Dusty, can you repeat the question?
Yes. This modern band of brothers, you know how you guys like write hints into the, that's what I mean. This modern band of brothers has achieved critical and fan praise for creating catchy synth pop, sampling everything from Simon and Garfunkel to SpongeBob. Too big? Nick.
I'm just totally guessing based off of your in-clue hint. Is it the Chemical Brothers?
It is not. It is not.
I was going to say
Yeah, that's what I was going to say too.
It's a good swing.
A quick one for the team.
Yeah.
Dave, are you set up to give yourself a ding dong?
Yes.
You know he is.
Hit him with the ding dong.
Oh.
All right. Let's see. Does anybody in the chat know? I don't know. I'll give.
We'll know in 30 seconds when they hear it.
Celine just joined.
Yeah.
Maybe ask the question one more time.
All right. One more time for the chat. This modern band of brothers has achieved critical and fan praise for creating catchy synth pop, sampling everything from Simon and Garfunkel to SpongeBob. 3.
I feel like if I was a little more hip.
Josh.
I just don't want to leave like too much air in the conversation. I don't even know if they're brothers. Is it the Chainsmokers?
It is not the Chainsmokers.
Okay, good.
The answer is AJR.
Oh, wait.
Who?
AJR.
Yeah. No, I don't know who that is.
What does
at all.
that stand for?
I have no idea who that is.
That's what they're known as? That's their name?
Yeah, AJR. You should check it out. They're amazing. Amazing. All right. Cold open. Let's go to number 2.
John Burke wanted to guess Jonas.
Not the Jonases either, John.
There's not even in the name.
I don't think they do a lot of sampling in the Jonas Brothers, do they?
No.
Brant from Studio E had a good guess, Dust Brothers, but it's not them.
That is a good guess too.
Yeah.
But still wrong. Here we go. Number 2. This legendary Canadian jazz pianist earned himself 7 Grammys, an introduction to the Canadian Music Hall of Fame, and released at least, by my count, 15 cover albums covering Count Basie and Sinatra all the way to Gershwin. Josh.
Is it Brubeck?
It is not Dave Brubeck. Quite a bit older than Brubeck. Sorry, I try to like really go out there, you know?
Yeah, no, I understand. I see what we're up against now.
And it's the right move.
Canadian jazz pianist.
Yep.
Yeah.
7
narrow that down
Grammys.
a little.
He's no schmo.
Anything from the chat? Any help?
I'm not seeing
Help us, please.
It's the Jonas Brothers.
It is the Jonas.
They all sit at the piano next to each other and play different octaves.
Yes, tritones, if you will.
It's just a really big piano.
Dave, another ding dong, please.
What's the tritone?
Man, stumped twice.
Oscar Peterson.
Yep. Good old Oscar Peterson.
This is why you don't write for the show, Dusty.
I know. It's my personal favorite jazz musician, period.
This is why none of us have won.
This one will be for everyone, and I'm gonna let it sit in the chat because it will be a fun one. Here we go. How many Grammys?
Should we not answer it? You're gonna let us sit in the chat?
No.
Well, we can't look at the chat.
All right.
Yeah,
he's just assuming we're all gonna get it wrong.
All right.
I can watch the chat here. Here we go. Don't answer. Think about it. Hold your thought. How many Grammys has Katy Perry won? I'm gonna give it 10 seconds.
I already sandbagged twice. It's someone else's turn.
Dave's in. Let's see if it hits the chat. Bibbidi bobbidi boo. This is riveting. Dun 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 dun. Dave's first. Nick's next in line. 3, 2, 1. Dave, how many?
I say 2.
Incorrect. Nick?
I'm going to say 0.
0 is the correct answer. She's been nominated 14 times. From 2008 to 14, she was nominated every single year and struck out every time.
Always a bridesmaid.
I'm ashamed that I knew that.
Hey, Dominic and Chelsea both got that one right. Well done. Yeah, and Celine also. Good job. Okay, here we go.
Dominic, a contestant on next week's, I should say.
Oh, all right. I see what we're working with here. Well, good job, Dominic. We'll give you. No, I won't do that. Here we go. Number 4. Number 4.
Start on next week.
Number 4. Fronted by brothers Peter and Franz Stahl, this DC hardcore punk band once featured a very notable Foo Fighter behind the drums.
Oh.
WJ. WJ.
Chins go up.
I wanted to say the Germs, but it's
different coast.
No probing.
Nick probably knows.
Oh my God.
Nick.
I know, it's
Nick, steal it.
Oh, he froze, so he can't steal.
Oh God.
The day is mine.
There you go.
Say it again, Nick.
Scream. Isn't it Scream?
Yes.
Scream, that's it.
Got it. Yeah.
Pat Smears, the Germs, and Dave Grohl.
Smears and the Germs.
Scream. It was Scream.
Yep. And Chelsea got that right in the chat.
Damn it.
Quick. Good job, everybody.
That was my only one right there. That was the only chance I had to get.
You got plenty. You got plenty. This is this calls back to one of my favorite things where everybody throws out numbers and we're all around the right answer. Oh, did you see that? I just lost power.
Oh, great.
My backup.
Well, you're still with us.
My backup system kicked. Oh God. Oh yeah. Are you here?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
With it, man.
For a second.
Are you screwing with us? Just all
right, here we go with number 5. How old is Willie Nelson?
Oh, Jesus.
WJ.
84.
You can't.
84. He's 84. I'm going to say 84.
You can't just run the gamut. 84 is incorrect.
Damn it.
Oof.
Any other guesses?
I'll go in.
Can we get a higher or lower?
Dave.
All right. 86.
Incorrect. Josh and Nick, you got to at least take a stab.
I'll take a stab.
Can you do like Price is Right $1?
Yeah, 1 in 8 odds here, man.
Plus or minus 1.
Hey, how did Nick end up with 9,950 points?
So it's 50 points off for an incorrect answer and 5,000 points for every correct answer. It's one round, right? So I figured might as well just
That's why I love Josh right there.
dial it up a bit.
Right.
Hey, you asked me to score. And
guesses in the chat.
Yeah, but let's not say it. Let's see, Josh, what was your answer?
306.
Yes.
Okay.
Nick, do you have a guess?
I'll give you an answer. Sure,
Right.
77.
Incorrect.
It's going to be 87.
Our friend Chelsea is 87. 87 is the correct answer. Born April 20.
I was so close. I was like 84, 87. No,
1933.
84, 87.
All right, switching genres yet again. This one, I think you guys can get this one.
How old is Garth Brooks?
Name all 4 original.
87.
Hold on.
Name all 4 original members of the Supremes.
Ooh.
Oh.
Ooh.
Come on.
And this was on our show last week.
We get a
We
point
mentioned
for
all
each name.
4 members.
I'll give you a quarter points for each game.
For each name. Okay. So
WJ.
was that Diana Ross?
Yep.
And
That's 12.5 points.
I'm failing miserably
That's how
here.
math works. Dave in for the steal. 3,
Go ahead, Dave.
2, 1. Dave.
All I got is Mary Wilson.
Mary Wilson.
Mary
God, I
Wilson.
kept wanting to say. Oh, okay.
Another quarter point. Nick or Josh, you guys know the other two?
No, those are the only two.
Mm-mm. No, you stole them.
Rest in peace.
extend
I thought there were just 3 actually, so now you're really messing me up. You snuck an extra Supreme in there.
Florence Ballard and Betty McGlown.
Yep.
Man, that's terrible.
I'm gonna nod my head like I knew that.
I read that like a week and a half ago, and I already forgot.
I'm trying to make this difficult. Okay.
Yeah.
This one will be good. Number 8. The number 1. Oh, I did 11 questions. Oops.
Great.
Yeah, we'll kill
We
time.
don't have time for this.
Yeah. All right, here you go.
time for
Number 8. The number 1 selling pop punk record of all time is Green Day's Dookie. What album / artist sits extremely close behind with number 2? The second position. Dave.
Blink 182. Take off your pants and jacket.
Incorrect. Blink 182 had two albums in the top 10, but did not crack it. Yes, Nick.
Well, I was also going to say Blink 182, but I was going to say Enema of the State.
Those were the 2 albums that were in the top 10, but not number 2.
Yeah.
5
points.
High 5 down there.
Take off your pants. I think sold more than Enema.
Josh, Jay?
Hang on.
This
I mean,
is
The
way
answer-
out of my wheelhouse.
May surprise you.
Wait. I'm going to say.
Just digging deep for this one, folks.
And it's totally related, Chelsea. Mary Wilson. I did talk to her, and then she did die. That was a bummer. Good recall, though.
By that
No
logic,
connection.
Anybody giving up? Anybody in the chat? Chelsea said Dude Ranch.
It's a Johnny Five record.
It is the Johnny 5 Live at Scrappy's. The one we
That's
gave
funny.
away.
With 7 copies.
WJ.
Okay. Well, so it depends on your categorization
It's an answer.
of pop punk, right? Avril Lavigne comes up as pop punk. I was going to say maybe her with that Skater Boy record.
I like where you're going with that. It's a good
Got it,
guess.
dude. That's it.
Nice.
Yeah.
I said
Damn.
maybe. Okay, then we'll give it to him. It's fine.
Avril
But
Lavigne.
the freight train
Let's Go.
continues.
5,000 points.
Yeah. So Green Day's Dookie has sold what was it, 20 million plus, and Avril Lavigne's album Let Go is right at 20 million.
I guess that because so many. Well, for one, I'm doing the whole pop punk episode, but
Right.
So many things I read, she would come up in pop punk categories, and I'd never really considered that she would be like in the pop punk genre,
Yeah.
necessarily. But
Yeah.
I guess it's
Where else?
true. I don't know. Yeah, I mean pop.
In
All
the
right.
garbage can.
Yeah.
It's weird. She's a punk band, but would never be on a pop punk bill.
Mhm.
Right. That's kind of my point.
Yeah.
And she's a pop act to me. Like I never thought.
Hence
punk.
why she sold more records than most of the other pop punk bands.
Yeah.
Right? Accessibility. All right, here we go. Next one. This was we're going back to jazz a little bit.
Shit.
Known as the Singing District Attorney, this New Orleans-based lawman is known for spending his nights singing away in the French Quarter and for his more famous son, Harry.
Dave.
Jay.
Harry
Okay.
Connick Sr.
Yeah.
Oh, Dave looked away.
3 for
Shame.
3. I love it.
Oh man,
It's good, right?
that was so good.
I can write this show.
That's so dumb.
Harry. All right. Glad everybody's enjoying this. Okay. This one I think is hard, but also if you like know music history, maybe it's easy. I don't know. I did not know this. Number 10 out of 11. Performing with the Jazz Hounds on April 10th, 1920, This female artist laid down vocals to the song Crazy Blues, which is considered the very first blues record / recording. WJ.
I'm going to say Billie Holiday.
Incorrect. Billy
That's
was a little bit later.
Too early. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're looking for the name of the singer.
Name of the singer. First blues vocal album. Yeah, Dave.
Ella Fitzgerald.
Yeah.
Also,
she's later. She's later
earlier
as well.
than that.
Damn.
WJ, Josh, Nick.
Not a chance.
I can't
name anybody. I can't name anybody who comes before that.
I can't tell if Nick is deer in the headlights or if he's frozen. A little of both.
Oh, he's
It's a tough
frozen.
one.
Okay.
I don't think
Are we getting a freebie here?
He's with us, but he's
I'm
like,
here.
it's like our
Okay.
Nick wallpaper. It's like,
The answer is Mamie Smith.
Mamie Smith.
Mamie Smith.
Duh.
You'll never forget it. You'll never forget it.
yeah.
All right. This last one came up because Questlove on Instagram had posted something about the passing of one of the members of this group. And so it got me kind of looking into like, oh, I don't really know much about them. So anyway, I found it interesting. Known for their beatboxing and interesting collaborations, this Brooklyn-based 80s hip-hop group earned platinum status with their collaboration with the Beach Boys and gold status for a collaboration with Chubby Checker, actually recorded with both artists.
Beatbox.
I have my
Beach Boys.
I have my side up. Is it the Fat Boys or something like that?
Yeah.
I was gonna say that.
That's good. Yeah.
Nice.
All
Good
right.
job.
What happened here?
Look, he took it at the
WJ.
end there.
11,000 something. Nick 14. I can't even read that. I think Nick
Second in
won.
there.
Yeah.
Whoever has the
And
most numbers
numbers.
ones. Yep.
Maybe we should start a fundraiser for Nick to get him better internet.
And
Yeah.
a fundraiser to get
God
me
damn it.
cheaters or LASIK. Well, good job.
Am I frozen?
Yes.
We're
Very.
building a snowman, dude.
But at least your sign's up, so it's like, hey, it's Nick.
Yep.
It's Nick.
Who's not
It's
here?
permanent.
It's Nick.
Well,
Someone,
that's all I
someone
got,
calling
guys.
Nick, for God's sake. Someone calling Nick. Jesus.
What do you think? What do you think? How do I?
Did you
How did I
change clothes?
I think
We got another feed going on. How many Nicks are there?
yeah. Dusty, I think that was good. I think, like most shows, we got out of the first round by 8:30. So that's good. So, I mean, we're kind of right on track as far as I'm concerned. But you're a good question writer, Dusty.
Excellent.
You should be in those meetings with us.
Well, lucky for you. Here's round 2. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, right.
Oh
let's do
man,
it.
I was ready. I'm like, this is kind of fun.
I could sacrifice one if you really want. I could quiz y'all on something I know y'all haven't heard.
Oh,
But,
God.
we want to kind of save the goods for.
Yeah, we can't burn him.
No, we can't. What if I just take a really terrible one that I did that I'm not proud of?
Sure, we'll take your scraps.
I'm kidding. They're all great.
What if you take them from old shows
Yeah.
and see
Oh,
how
yeah,
good our
we-
memories
See if we
are?
actually remember him.
Oh my God.
I'll give you
I
our-
couldn't even remember all the names from 1 week ago.
Hey, I have a little nugget of trivia for you. Did you know that
Let's do
there
it.
are 12 hours of music uploaded to SoundCloud every minute?
What?
God.
Oh, okay.
That's insane. And you,
Yeah.
I always
Hey,
wonder.
hey.
I always wonder why people make it such SoundCloud. I'm on SoundCloud. I'm like, well, I guess it really is. It's the place to go. But unfortunately, everybody else is there too.
Like, how do you even sift through that
Right.
that much music?
I have no idea. I'm going to
Man.
dedicate my
Wow.
life to listening to everything on SoundCloud.
And it's all from one band.
I'm still working
Nice
through
knowing you.
MySpace. Still haven't gotten to the end of MySpace yet.
It's just one long
King Gizzard and
song.
Lizard Wizard.
It still exists.
Yeah, it's one long song all the way
Yep.
through.
Mhm.
Great. Where do we go from here, gentlemen?
Oh,
WJ.
WJ.
I don't know if
Yeah.
everyone has any picks lined up, any recommendations. Is that a thing?
Ooh, that's a thing.
Totally. That's like half our text thread, basically, is recommendations. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, we could round robin that if you want. I'm
Dave, you
with
want
that.
to go
Recommendation.
first since you
Okay.
brought it up?
Oh, I'd love to. Love to. Let's see. one of the old things, this is old music, not new, that I believe I suggested to y'all is a New York band called Skeleton Key. They are basically trash rock, and they're best known for their drummer using found items such as trash cans, lids, hubcaps. I think a barbecue grill at some point was in there, but there's a drum set, and then there's just kind of trash strewn about it. And even on some of their songs, they have just like detuned, like straight up out of tune guitar. So it's very like music on the edge of completely falling apart, and I love it. It's very, very cool.
I'll check it out. I'm gonna look it up right now. Josh, what do you got?
Well,
Josh, I'm sorry. And before people go looking for it, you can't find it on traditional streaming, but they do have an entire album on YouTube. Somebody uploaded it. It's called Fantastic Spikes Through Balloon. Sorry, Josh, and the floor is yours.
No, you're good. That gave me a chance to kind of think. I didn't realize Dusty was going to call me next. So that gave me a second. But we're all kind of hovering around middle age or already there. And so I'm kind of getting to that point. Hey. All right.
Dude, that's not in the bios. You're not supposed to be just throwing that shit out there.
I know, you're
Hey, Brent from Studio E said his brother played drums in Skeleton Key for a couple of years.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Apparently, all you need is a bunch of trash.
Brent and his brother.
Mm. So yeah, I was just talking about music with a friend the other day, and I was thinking that with all the free time that some of us had in 2020, there's a dog's butt. You figure you would have more time to listen to music, but I just kept listening to the old stuff, and so my number one song on Spotify was "It's Too Late" by Carole King. So, but one thing that really got me, I'm going to segue into some newer music very soon. Was the Avalanches released another record, which I think they had waited 16 years between 2000 Since I Left You, and then was it Sunflower? I can't remember what it's called. And so they released another record, and what I was saying about middle age, for everybody freaked out, was that we're kind of getting to that point where the bands that we love, they break up, and sometimes they get back together and they release another record, and it can be very conflicting, right? Because you're glad to see them back, and sometimes they really blow your mind, maybe with My Bloody Valentine or something like that. But then for every one of those, there may be two or three that kind of let you down a little bit. But I was really pleased to hear a band that I was really sentimental about, the Avalanches, still releasing really interesting music. And so I spent a lot of time sort of listening to that, and that became kind of my gateway into new music, because I had spent all of 2020 just kind of with the old comforts, a lot of 70s rock and a lot of stuff that I grew up with, as opposed to consuming new stuff. So yeah, that was probably my top new-ish record of last year.
Nice, right on, very good. How about WJ?
Cool. What are we talking about? Recommendations?
I mean, or whatever.
I recently discovered a band that's been around for a while, but more recently added a singer, and they're called the Motet. They're from Colorado, and it's some just really good, just pure funk kind of style. But since they've added their singer, he has this fantastic soulful voice, great musicianship all around, really, really cool stuff. I've been listening to this band for a while that not a lot of people listen to. I don't think, at least. The Matson 2, it's twin brothers. One's a guitar player, one's a drummer, and they just go off into all kinds of crazy surf rock meets jazz kind of jams. It is fantastic stuff. It's awesome. And yeah, those two good. New Weezer album. We've been kind of discussing that a little bit lately, right? On some of our little private threads and stuff. I really like it. I really enjoy that, the harmonies and Rivers writing to pretty much a symphony. Very Beatles, Beach Boys, just kind of boysish kind of stuff going on in there. Yeah.
Nice. All right. Mm-hmm. Nick, what you got?
Am I still frozen?
Yes.
You are, but we can hear you.
Great. I don't care. Who cares? Nobody's watching except for Chelsea and probably John Burke. Hey, guys.
That's correct.
Thank you for the faith in the show.
Man, You're welcome. You're welcome.
This is actually our largest audience yet.
Great. So, I mean, it's a good thing you can't see me because I'm naked now.
Turn your camera off, just in case.
All I've been listening. Nah.
Oh, now your sound's gone.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we're getting you now.
Oh, God damn it. Stop fucking with my emotions. Oh, excuse me. Sorry.
Just listen to the Ramones. Just listen to the
the same
Ramones.
old stuff, man. That's all I listen to, man. I've been binge watching like NoFX festival sets for like last week. I watched,
Did you watch Fat Mike? Watch him at Fat Mike's house in the backyard.
I did. It was actually really good.
I thought it was
very
cool too.
good.
I mean, they had a couple little bitty
Yeah.
flubs, but that's kind of
But they wouldn't be NoFX without that.
right.
So they don't play perfect.
No.
But a non-punk band I came across today. I was watching. Everybody remembers Faith No More.
One of my favorites.
And
Love
really,
Faith No More.
oh man, I never was a huge fan, but I stumbled across some festival gig of theirs, and I guess it was their first show back in years. And they opened up by covering Reunited, like the Reunited, and it feels so good.
Oh yeah.
And it was brilliant. The crowd was dumbfounded, but it was the best thing I think I've seen in a long time. It was great.
So you've heard the cover of Easy, right? Easy like Sunday morning.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah, man, that's great.
That is a good cover.
I think,
Yeah.
if I'm not mistaken, Mike Patton actually has one of those 5-octave, really rare type voices.
Oh, he was doing some falsettos.
Amazing.
It was beautiful. It was beautiful.
Like kind of Freddie Mercury-ish, almost, like in the range that he can hit.
Yeah.
You know, it's amazing.
And I like that he chooses to use
For
his
sure.
talents for the forces of evil. Like everything he does is just bizarre and out there. Nothing's accessible. He's like, you don't get my talents without, trying.
Being a little bit uncomfortable at times, maybe. It depends on what you got. Because for me, he's definitely in my top 5, probably maybe my top 3 of musicians all time that I've really like favorites, I guess. And he has done some stuff like that is a little more on the accessible side, like, but he definitely stretches some boundaries in all kinds of ways.
I just remember because I like to make it about me. I just remember one tour, and I can't remember if it was a Johnny 5 tour or a Wosam tour, and Kai, our guitar player, was just obsessed with this Mr. Bungle record, and it was just always in. Every time he drove, that's what we were listening to. It's got the one with the palm trees on it.
California?
Or no, not the one with the palm trees. The one with the clown on it. The like the biggest one. That album is insane. It is just musically absolutely insane, but also like listenable, which is an interesting balance.
There's some Bungle stuff out there that I just like. I find it hard to come back to, like to listen to.
Yeah.
At a given time. There's some that I love too. But he's done like what? Did you ever listen to Lovage? Man,
No.
That is like a fantastic like trip hop style album. Man, it's really cool. And him and a female vocalist. What's her name? Jenna. I can't remember. Anyway, they balance. She has like a real sensual kind of singing voice, and then he does like this deep kind of guttural, somewhat voice, and they really balance each other out. It's pretty cool.
That's cool. Well, before we wrap it up, I'll give you my picks just in case anybody cares. AJR is one of those. The answer to the first question I put up.
We know that now.
So look, they really are very big band. I guess with like the younger set more, but I slept on them for a long time because like every time I see their videos or whatever, they're real quirky and kind of whatever. But those guys can write some crazy catchy music. So I've been listening to like whole back catalog of those guys plus the new stuff. I found a band called Wild Party. The album's called Phantom Pop, and it's just really straightforward mid-tempo synth pop. And so I've been loving that. And then I'm going to hold to it still. It's February, whatever. And the new Dirty Nil record's still the best record of the year. It's called F Art. but it really spells it
I
out.
get it. I get it.
But it is
real mature.
so good. And on top of that, Luke from the Dirty Nil went on Instagram the other day when we landed the Mars rover, the new one's called. Yeah.
Perseverance.
And he played solo acoustic Life on Mars by David Bowie.
Oh, that's cool. He scored the landing.
Oh my God, it was so good.
That's awesome.
That's what I got. Anybody else have any closing remarks now that we've lost Nick?
I have something we could do.
I'm still here.
I assume
he's on the meeting. He just turned his camera off.
Nice.
There he is. What do you got, Josh?
I was gonna say, to wrap it up,
Oh.
we could all mention the band we're looking forward to seeing first once live shows are a thing again. I'll just say Flaming Lips just to get it started. I miss that.
It may be the most practical with the bubbles.
Absolutely.
Is it like a balance between what band you want to see and how safe it's going to be? Because if they have the bubbles, then you're going to be like, yeah, I'll go.
I mean, that said, I feel like outdoor concerts are going to be the first ones to rebound. So,
For sure.
Festivals.
Well, festivals are one thing, but
I want to just say the Foos just because they're my all-time fave. Chelsea says Johnny 5, hands down. Thank you. We would also love to see us.
Clearly that's the right answer. I mean, here's the problem with the question is that there really aren't a whole lot of shows that are even scheduled to happen yet because nobody knows exactly when shows are going to start happening. So
King Gizzard for me.
I'm almost going to. Are they really? Where?
No, I'm just saying
touring?
That's the one I'm sure they will play at some point, and that's the next show I'm looking forward to seeing. King Gizzard and Lizard Wizard.
Please let me know when they're playing in case I don't hear about it because I would love to see them.
It's spectacular.
In a year, I'll let you know.
Well, look, we'll probably do this again at some time. I think we have some other little games and tidbits, but we don't want to keep you. Thank you so much for joining us. Hopefully this has legs outside of right now. We'll see. But thank you, gentlemen, for spending your evening with us. And without further ado, I must absolutely tease our show. Next week, we have Lippy, Dominic, Scott, and Laura all joining us. 4 brand new contestants. Aural Fixation episode 27. We'll see you then. Have a good night. Take care. Be safe.